And I'm recording.
Okay, my name is Dion Davis. This is the Dion Davis Show called Positivity is the Way to Go. My guest today, he he's been an entertaining radio personality for 10 years. Welcome my guest today, Jon Francis.
Jon Francois, actually.
Jon Francois.
Yes. Yeah, Jon Francois. Yes, I'm the host and producer of the Anything Show with Jon Francois, which is crazy hour-long comical pop culture podcast that you can find on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Basically me and my co-host Main Squeeze Mary, we like to do our quirky take on headlines, viral videos, celebrity gossip. I occasionally interview some crazy, interesting talent. Like the other day, Dion, I interviewed the Pink Lady of Hollywood, Kate. Yeah, this is a woman literally obsessed with pink. She her house is pink, her dog is pink, her toaster is pink, everything is pink. So that was interesting. If you like to get interesting stuff like that, then tune into the Anything Show with Jon Francois, and Francois is spelled Francois. We're on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. And you can follow us on Facebook.com/anythingshow and on Instagram @anythingshowfrancois. So there you go.
Okay, so what made you want to do radio,
Good question. I guess with radio, I've always loved the intimate relationship that it has with the listener. I mean, you've probably had this experience you yourself as a podcaster, Dion. When you're listening to a radio show or when you're listening to the podcast, you feel like you're in the room with that person. You feel like that person's talking directly to you. So I've always appreciated that intimate relationship and the relevancy of it, the immediacy of it, meaning that, whatever's going on in the world, whatever's going on in your life, you can talk about it that day or that week on the radio. So yeah, the relevancy and the intimacy is what really attracted me to doing it, starting back in college. And oddly enough, I thought for a while, coming out of high school, going into college, I used to major in acting. And I thought that was going to be my thing in life, is to act professionally. But I was exhausted because I was very hard on myself with auditions and such. And the rejection rate is pretty high and the stability is very low for the acting profession. So I was looking for something that was both fun and that could give me a stable paycheck. And that's, where radio came in. And I've been doing it for a living for, I don't know, the past, 4 or 5, probably like 5, 6, 7 years roughly. So it's been a good ride.
So you like WGCI like in Chicago, like FM radio, WFAN, the fan and stuff like that, right? More comedy.
Do I
more
like
comedy.
it? Like that?
You like those radio shows, right? Like do you ever talk about sports or it has comedy and radio and music?
With my podcast, the Anything Show with Jon Francois, we're not a sports focused podcast, but if sports is relevant in pop culture, then we'll talk about it. For example, me and my co-host Main Squeeze Mary, we had to talk about the Super Bowl shortly after the Super Bowl aired, because the Super Bowl, I mean, even if you're not into football, it's a big American event that you cannot avoid. So of course, we talked about the Super Bowl streaker, the guy that ran naked.
Oh yeah. He had that pink little stuff on running. He told everybody he was gonna do that too. He told people bet money on them and everything. He got some money,
Yeah, yeah. I did read that story. Yeah, where he like bet $387,000 on himself. But then I also read another story that said that wasn't quite true, and maybe he lost out on that bet. So there's like all that stuff. But no, me and Mary, we actually saw the show. We saw the Super Bowl live on Sunday, and we saw that naked moment as it actually happened. The sucky thing about TV is that because they thought it was immoral, like they cut away after 2 seconds to commercial. But for radio, there was a radio announcer that like actually did a play-by-play of the naked guy running across the field. Yeah. So I don't know, and you know what? Maybe that radio announcer is from Chicago. I'm not sure, but yeah, if you kind of look up like Super Bowl streaker radio announcer, you can look up his radio play-by-play, and you can hear it. And going back to radio, I mean that's the great thing about it is that I think because it's non-visual, you could get away with stuff that you otherwise probably could not get away with on TV because Super Bowl is typically a family-friendly affair, and a naked guy running across the field not so family friendly.
Well, I kept telling everybody that Tampa Bay was gonna win because everybody was like, Kansas City gonna win. They got a good quarterback, and I kept telling people Tampa Bay was gonna win. I bet you all those people that bet money on Kansas City, they like, man, we lost all our money.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah, like you, I have people around me, and I've heard on radio and everywhere, Kansas City, money's going on Kansas City, Kansas City, Kansas City. I know nothing about football other than that it's like America's favorite sport. But what I did know was that I really thought it would be cool if Tampa Bay won. And of course they won. I thought it would be cool just because I thought it would be a great story for Tom Brady. I mean, here you have a guy who's been in New England for 20 years. He made a dynasty there, won 6 rings, I believe. And then he, at the age of what, 41? Is he 41 right now?
I think he's 43.
43, yeah. At the age of 43, he makes the bold decision to move to another team. And in his first season with that different team, wins himself another ring. And I thought, wow, wouldn't that be a great story? And, as far as Kansas City is concerned, they won last year. Patrick Mahomes, he's young. He still has plenty of time. Yeah, I mean, look, I had no dog in the fight. I mean, I didn't bet money on anybody, but I thought when Tampa Bay won, when Tom Brady won, it was a great way to say, wow, like this guy is just unbelievable. Were you rooting for Tampa or were you rooting for Kansas City?
I was rooting for Tampa Bay. I get tired of Kansas City talking about, the quarterback, the offense. I get tired of that bandwagon and they kissing the guy butt and everything, Who wants to hit, it was like Cleveland and everything, or it was like Cleveland, people kiss their butt and everything, like, oh, they the best thing. Nobody can beat them, and then they got beat and everything, and everybody had to eat their words and everything, I think Kansas City is overrated, I think he's a good quarterback and everything, but their defense sucks. Like all you gotta do is pressure him and everything, and he'll turn the ball over and he'll have performances like that, I think Kansas City overrated. Look what division they in: San Diego, Denver, Las Vegas. They play teams that are garbage. Only team that realistic can beat them is San Diego. Now Los Angeles, by the way, they Los Angeles now because all these NFL teams move all over these places. I don't even know what relocation is. Come on, they everywhere now.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, maybe we'll see San Diego, Los Angeles, and next year's Super Bowl. Yeah, again, I mean, I don't know much about the intricacies of football, but I did know that when Tampa Bay won, I just knew that was going to be a great way for the media to kiss Tom Brady's butt again, and that's exactly what they did the next day. Hey, was there anything else about the Super Bowl that you liked? Was there any commercials or like?
I think they spent too much money and everything, on the Super Bowl and everything. I think the Super Bowl is like overrated with commercial and everything. Like they do the same stuff every year. They do different things. They need to change it up.
You know what? I can see your point. The Super Bowl is still, I think every year it still comes out as like the most watched event of the year. So advertisers, people like Budweiser and
they didn't go this year. They didn't have no advertising this year. They was doing virus stuff.
Yeah, Budweiser actually made a smart decision. They said, you know what? Instead of buying a Super Bowl ad, I think they said they were going to put money into something to help COVID-19. So that was nice on Budweiser's part. That's good publicity for them. Yeah, I mean, look, when you think about the amount of money that's being spent on Super Bowl commercials, some people pay millions just for like 15-30 seconds of airtime. But with that 15-30 seconds of airtime, your business can just go way up the roof the next day. I mean, you take the weekend did his halftime show, 15 minutes, I think it was. I didn't think it was the greatest halftime show ever. But, next day you look at Spotify and all of a sudden they're saying the weekend's streams were up like 387%. So,
Well, I like his song. I Feel It Coming. I like that song and Blinding Lights. He got some okay songs.
yeah, yeah, he's all right. I mean, right now his song Blinding Lights, do you know that song?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I'm tired of it.
Yeah, I'm tired of like that Body Yachty song, like that lady. I
Megan
get
Thee
tired of that Body Yachty. I be thinking, I'm like, what? All they say is Body Yachty. Like
Yeah,
if she didn't have a nice body, if she wasn't pretty at all, and looked like that, they would not buy her songs.
maybe, you never know. I like Megan
I
Thee
know
Stallion.
I'm young, man. I know. I'm 24 years old. If she did, nobody wants to hear body yaddy yaddy yaddy. I want to hear other lyrics besides body yaddy yaddy. I
Yeah,
don't got nothing against her. She's very pretty, but if she didn't look like that, people would not buy a song.
right, right. Well, hey, look, I like Megan Thee Stallion. I think, irrespective of what her body looks like, I think she puts out great music. That song, I have to agree with you. Not the greatest song because, as you said, it's just like an annoying earworm. Body yada 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 yada. I mean, she
Yeah,
has other lyrics in that song,
yeah.
but she has other lyrics in that song, but the body yada yada yada. It's so frequent that it just makes your head want to explode. Hey, did
And
you
what do
watch
you
the?
think?
What? Yeah, go ahead.
What you say?
No, I was going to ask if you watched the Grammys last night. Speaking
I'm
of,
not into those award shows because those rich bigots, man, to be honest, man. All they do is get up there, and they dress nice and all that. But everything's virtual now. And then they don't give credit enough where it should be, like God and everything. And it turns me off. Like God deserve all the credit.
well, actually, I mean, I did listen to some. Actually, no, I mean, I think pretty much a lot of award speeches, and it depends. I mean, well, it depends. It depends. I mean, some people don't believe in God or religion, and that's something that we have to respect. I'm not a religious guy myself, even though I was
Okay.
raised Christian. Um, but yeah, no, I think Megan Thee Stallion. I think she thanked God. I think God. I mean, I think Beyonce thanked God yesterday. So yeah, I
Okay,
mean,
yeah.
there's still a good amount of celebrities that thank God in their award speech.
I
But
just think a lot of it is propaganda.
propaganda,
Yeah.
how so?
Well, it's minutia and everything. Like it's time. Who want to see rich celebrities all the time dress up and everything? Like I'm a normal guy and everything. I'm not gonna wear that expensive stuff.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, no, I understand that it's definitely not relatable to the average person. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm with you. I'm not a big fan of award shows as well. I think that they're just sort of meaningless trophies, and it's basically the music industry, the film industry, it's Hollywood congratulating themselves. And I've always wondered, like how's that relevant to the average person? I mean, I guess it's relevant to them in that, like, oh, hey, here are these people that I like seeing in movies or hearing in music, and I guess yay for them, getting recognition for their good work. But it's not recognition from the people; it's recognition by some uh, closed door group of industry insiders. It's like a rich elite group of people that decide, hey, this is the best in music, this is the best in movies. So yeah, it's I
I
agree.
and I don't think it's enough diversity. I think they always like black people. They can do good movies and they overlook them and everything. Like it ain't enough diversity like the Oscars. They make a black host and everybody in the audience white. Like that is crazy. It needs to be more diverse. They need to be more inclusive to black people. Like the Black Panther and everything. It's some black people that do good movies, but they always get overshadowed. And you hear it all the time on news, every platform. They need to be more inclusive and everything. Like I'm not against them, but I think they give black people a bad rap. Like they need to start featuring films more of black people and held them up for nominations more. That's another reason why I don't like award shows.
Yeah, it's a valid point. The Oscars do have a diversity problem, and actually, the Oscar nominations for this year, it came out today, as we're recording this on Monday, March 15th. And I was surprised because actually, I think I looked at the Best Supporting Actor category, and there were a good amount of Black people nominated. You had Leslie Odom Jr. that was nominated for something. Lakeith Stanfield was nominated for that movie Judas and the Black Messiah. I don't know if you've seen that. I haven't seen it. So I think the Oscars are slowly but surely realizing that, okay, maybe diversity would help us look better, and thus they're recognizing Black films and Black stars more.
Yeah, but that was the same thing with the Black Lives Matter movement.
Yeah.
It was all good. They like, oh yeah, we welcome Black people. It all like in society over 400 years, it always goes back to the old way. The same thing. Like that. The reason why they doing treating Black people differently is because the movement and everything that we had and everything, the outrage. And people sticking together. Speaking their voice and everything.
Yeah, yeah. We're hoping that the Black Lives Matter movement conversation continues, because I remember, obviously you remember as well, last summer, when it was at a peak, with the murder of George Floyd, and you had Breonna Taylor, and then you had Ahmaud Arbery, and then you had all these peaceful protests throughout the country. And so it was a hot discussion. It was a hot discussion, and this was all amidst the COVID-19 pandemic that we were already experiencing. And lately, I can't remember the last time that Black Lives Matter was in the news. It seems like it's not gotten enough attention still that it deserves. So we can't pretend that racism isn't, like, we can't pretend that racism isn't a problem. We have to acknowledge it head on, and it's everywhere. It's in the police system. It's in Hollywood. So we as a country definitely need to do better.
Well, I think it's biased people though. That's the problem with the world, bias. Like in football, the NFL, they hire people that look like them, like the white owners. They hire white people that look like them. They always overlook the black qualified person. It's like, I'm using an example. Say I'm trying to go for a job, and I'm more qualified than the white person. Not trying to be racist, but they give the white person a job because they look like them, they speak like them, and they look like them and everything. But I'm black and I'm more qualified, and I don't look like them.
That may be true. I don't know that for sure. I definitely would have to look into it. I think I did hear that Jay-Z had some stake or some piece of an NFL team. Not quite sure that. Yeah, there's still a lot of whiteness in NFL football ownership. Obviously, the NFL has a lot of Black players. We know that. But in terms of like a Black person owning a team, owning a franchise, there's still some work to be done there. And it's good that players like Colin Kaepernick brought to light the social injustice that has been happening in this country for a while. It's definitely not going to be an overnight change. It's definitely going to take time to fix the race problem in the NFL, but I think we're going to get there.
I think baseball is another problem. Baseball is so few black players out there that play baseball. I know baseball is a sport that is it may not be fun to the average fan and everything. Like, you got to be a really hardcore fan and love baseball. But I think baseball need to get more diverse, because there's a lot of black players in the league across the United States that can play baseball. They may not want to play baseball because there's not a lot of people that look like them that are playing it at the high school level, the youth level.
Yeah. Are there? Now, you know, what little I know of baseball, I think isn't it like a, you know, it's a popular sport with Hispanics, right? Like, I mean, we tend to see a good amount of Hispanic players in baseball, right?
Yeah, yeah, but not black. It's only like 5% of black African Americans are playing
Yeah,
baseball right now, and
yeah,
that number need to go up.
yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree. We could definitely see more black baseball players. You know, it could be a race issue. It could just be that baseball maybe isn't a sport that's popular with a lot of black people. I mean, there's many questions or factors or reasons that could fall into this. But yeah, yeah. I mean, I think it's very important for a little black boy or girl looking at the television screen at a baseball game. If they could see a reflection of themselves, then that will more likely encourage them to get into the game if that's what they want to do with their lives.
And what comedy do you do? Like, can you do some comedy that you do like on your radio show?
Well, I'm not a stand-up comedian, so I don't have like a set scripted joke thing. When I say comical, I mean that you know, I tend to talk about pop culture topics humorously, quirkily, whatever. I mean, for example, we had me and Mary, we had a conversation about oh, about how one of the side effects of COVID for men is that they have an erection that won't go away. And, you know, me, I just thought it was funny. And that's another reason why a man's erection won't go away. I mean, obviously, you know about Viagra. And
Yeah,
now
yeah, yeah. Viva Viagra.
yeah, and yeah, and of course you got to love those commercials where, you know, the man and the wife are like sailing on a boat. They're so happy, but yet, you know, you hear all these side effects that the announcer is saying, like, oh, you know, it may include blindness and deafness and a sore thumb and blood coming out of your anus and whatnot. But it's like, but it's like weird because as you're hearing all these like dangerous side effects, like a man and a wife are enjoying their time on the boat and sailing away on some vacation to Brazil. So I don't know, but no, I thought it was hilarious that you know, this is a side effect of COVID, is that you have an erection that won't go away, and you have COVID, so it's not like you're in the mood for sex anyway to take care of that problem. But I also did pose the question, Dion, if a COVID man and a COVID wife, like if a man and his wife, if they both have COVID-19 and a man has an erection that won't go away, is it safe for the man and his wife to have sex, or is it like even more dangerous because they both have COVID? Like, what do you?
I would say it's even more dangerous because they both have it.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I guess COVID plus COVID equals more COVID. So, you know,
It's like a donut plus. It's like a Big Mac plus a Big Mac equals weight.
exactly. Yeah, you have to, and hey, I mean, back in the day, I used to have myself 2 Big Macs when I ordered something from McDonald's. I mean, luckily, I didn't put on weight because, you know, I have a fast metabolism. But
Me
yeah,
too, man. I eat all the time and I never gain no weight, man.
yeah.
I can eat so much food and I never gain nothing.
And you know what? You know, enjoy it while you can, while you're in your 20s, because maybe you know this. As you get older, your metabolism slows down. And I'm 29. I'll be 30 this November. So
Oh,
I mean,
I didn't even know you was young in my age range, man.
oh, how old did you think I was?
I think like 30 some 40. I
Okay.
didn't know, you know.
Hey, you know what? Close enough. I will be 30. Will be 30 in November. No, it's interesting to hear, like, you know, what people think, you know, my age is, because I get all sorts of things. Some people think that, you know, because of the way I present myself, I seem older than I actually am. And then you have other people that's like, oh, like if I don't have my beard, I look like I'm 12. So, you know, so it's interesting, but that's okay. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, you know, I'm going to be 30. So when he said 30 something, that's close enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what music do you put on your radio? Like what music do you like R&B, hip hop?
Well, so for my podcast, the Anything Show with Jon Francois, there is no music or playlist that we do. It's kind of like a morning radio show in that it's just fun conversation. It's fun conversation between me and my co-host Main Squeeze Mary about the pop culture topics of the day. So anything crazy about COVID or movies or music or TV. I'll interview some amazing people, actors, musicians, whatever. So it's really a fun conversational morning radio style show. If you've ever listened to morning radio, you know that it's all, it's a lot of personality. It's a lot of people talking and making jokes and having a good time. So that's my show. Now, what I do for a living here at Magic 97.7 in Vermont, that's different from the Anything Show with Jon Francois. We do a top 40 format. So that's basically the biggest hits of the day. And yes, and hip hop and R&B can be included in that. So, while you listen to like Ariana Grande, Taylor Swift, you may also hear, you may also hear DaBaby, Drake, Masked Wolf, Post Malone, a lot of those artists that have crossed over from hip hop to pop. So yeah, that kind of thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like music and everything. And I had an episode talking about men's health. I haven't released it yet, but we was talking about how performance in bed and everything like that. So I I was laughing the whole time though doing that episode.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that, man.
It,
Yeah, no, I mean, it's, men's health is the thing that we have to look out for. And
it's a funny topic too, man. It's a topic that people don't want to talk about. People get uncomfortable. They're like performance in bed. What are you talking about?
yeah. No, I mean, men's health, I think there's a certain uptightness with men talking about, penises and health and whatnot. We like to create this impression that we have a perfect physique, that we're fine, we're good, but sometimes we're not so good, and we just got to talk about it. And I have no problem exploring those topics, and that's that. But
that's why they have porn. That's why they have performance enhancers.
yeah, and you know what? I had those in the past. I mean, they've had some mixed results for me. But I mostly took them in the past because I was like too in my head, and I was like very nervous and anxious over, having having sex with my girlfriend for like the first few times or whatever. Okay. Yeah, I found out that it was just an issue of just like, gaining confidence. And the more that I gained confidence, the more I was able to push that stuff aside. So, but hey, you know what? There are men that are like older where the drug actually works because, you physically cannot get an erection. So they have to use that.
Look at Mick Jagger. Mick Jagger got a 29-year-old girl pregnant before. So who,
Yeah. And I think they recently had a baby. So God knows.
Yeah.
God knows.
And that's a 41-year age difference they got.
Oh, yeah. Big age difference. I'm not sure if Mick will be alive to see the child graduate. But I mean, yeah, it's hey, couples will do what they want to do. I know that former American Idol contestant Catherine McPhee, she's like 36, and she just had a child with her 71-year-old husband. So
wow, man, look at Janet Jackson. She had a baby at 50 years old.
I know. I remember I was talking about that when that first came out a few years ago. And hey, good for her. If it makes her happy, if she's able to take care of the child, great. But there's not a lot of success with being a new mother at 50. So Janet got lucky.
I'm 24 years old and single, man. I've been single for a while. Women. I don't know.
Yeah. How's that going for you? Are you on the dating apps? Are you on OkCupid, Match.com?
I'll go on that Tinder stuff, man. I like to meet them in person.
Yeah.
Social media is dangerous now more than ever, man.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to meet no guy that's in a dresser, nothing like that. That's why I'm messing that social media, man. I want to talk to him in person.
Right. But how do you meet them? I mean, because nowadays, just meeting the person, it seems like you would meet someone online first. So how do you meet them? I mean, do you like just?
I be in the stores or on the train, and I just start talking to them,
Yeah. And you know what?
I'm old school when it comes to women and stuff. I like to meet them in person. Social media all good, but like if they famous, then I'll talk to them on social media. But not if they're not famous, I can just talk to them in person.
Right. Cool, cool. Well, hey, man, best of luck in the dating scene. I mean, I was single for a while before I got into the relationship that I'm in now. I mean, I think this July it'll be a year for me and my girlfriend. And I'm glad I'm not single, because it can be a rough world out there, especially with social media,
Yeah.
especially with the misconceptions with online dating.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah. No Tinder for me, you know. I
hey,
eat chicken tenders though.
hey, yeah, I like chicken tenders too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I mean, I tried Tinder. Tinder wasn't the best thing for me. I met my girlfriend on this dating app called Hinge. You know what Hinge
Yes.
is?
Oh man, they got so many dating apps, man.
Yeah,
How could you keep up with this stuff?
yeah, and it's a lot, man. It's a lot, and I went through a lot of dating situations and was about ready to give up by the time I went on my first date with my girlfriend last June. And it turned out that just as I was going to give up and not really think much of it, we ended up working out and getting together, and here we are almost a year later, still together. So,
Well,
yeah, I would say the way you're going about it, the meet cute situation, the old fashioned, like meet someone at the coffee shop or meet someone at the store. That's a great way to do it.
hey, women can hit me up on my YouTube channel if they want. If they like me, you know, you can hit me up. You can give me your email, phone number through the comment section. You know, if you want to hit me up, they can follow me on YouTube. You know, or email me. You know,
Awesome.
I'm
Well,
here. You know.
yeah. Well, as we're wrapping up here, Dion, how about you tell them how they can hit you up on YouTube? What's your YouTube?
Uh, well, my YouTube is under Dion Davis, and you can hit me up on my email, ddavis 419 at student.ccc.edu. You know, you can hit me up if you want to talk. You know, if you like me, you know, and you like
Yeah.
my shows, hit me up. Subscribe to my network. You know,
Nice, nice.
I'm
Well,
down
hey,
for it.
it was a pleasure being on your podcast, man. I really appreciate you inviting me.
Well, it was a pleasure having you on, man. It's always good to have radio personalities on, man, because radio is still alive and well. You know.
Yeah, yeah. I think for the longest time, pretty much ever since like television came out in like the
Yeah.
30s, we've been hearing about like, oh my God, radio is dead, radio's dead. But no, radio always. I mean, basically, if it wasn't for the car, radio would not exist. And as long as we're
Yeah.
driving cars, radio will exist, because that's the way that people consume entertainment while they're driving. And of course, you know that there's many different ways to consume audio nowadays. You have your streaming, you have your apps, Apple, Spotify, everything. So as long as we have all those different ways of consuming audio, then radio will never die. So
Well, radio and nice people are becoming extinct, but we still here and still alive and well.
yeah, nice, nice. Hey, but yeah, thank you so much, Dion, and once again for your audience. If you like crazy, comical, pop culture stuff, like talking about how COVID makes you hard in your pants, then yeah, follow the Anything Show with Jon Francois. My name is spelled Jon, last name Francois. The Anything Show with Jon Francois. I'm on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, and you can follow me on Facebook.com/The Anything Show, or Instagram at Anything Show Francois. And every now and then, and I'm giving away. Actually, I'm giving away shot glasses and keychains, Dion. I don't know if did you want one?
uh, shot glass and keychains.
Yeah, yeah. I'm giving away Anything Show with Jon Francois shot glasses and keychains. So if you want one, I mean, we could talk after the show via email, and we could figure something
Yeah, I can
out.
see my address here. You can send it in the mail.
Cool. Absolutely. I'd love to do that as a way of saying thank you for letting me be on your show.
Okay.
That's awesome. Great. Cool. Well, so we'll talk via email after, and I think that's it. Yeah, I think I said everything.
All
Oh,
right,
well,
check this man. Check him out, man. You check him out. You know, he a good radio personality, and radio is still alive.
thank you, man. Thank you, Dion. And oh, we recently gave away $100 to a listener on the recent episode.
Hey,
That
why I didn't get no $100, man? I would have liked that, man.
well, it's a random selection. It's a random
Oh,
selection.
okay, okay, okay.
Yeah. So what people have to do, they have to answer my Ask Anything question on my personal Facebook page, and then what I do is I randomly select one of the comments, and that person wins. and we had we had someone from Florida win the recent $100 this month. And what we're doing is once every month we're giving away $100. So once every month we're giving away $100 and an anything show with Jon Francois, shot glass, and keychain. So who knows? I mean, Dion,
it'd be good if we was in Florida, with the weather we dealing with right now.
Right, yeah, because you said you're like 30 degrees in Chicago, and
Chicago, it's
and I got 15 degrees here in Vermont. So yeah, Florida
life
sounds
is good for us in these cold weather cities.
Yeah. So anyway, tune in once every month, through the Anything Show with Jon Francois for a chance to win $100 and a shot glass and keychain. It's gonna be fabulous. All right, Dion. Thank you, man. Take care, and I'll be sure to get your information for the shot glass and keychain.
Okay. All right.
All right, man. Now, do you want me to send you the Zoom recording via email?
Yeah. Send it to ddavid512 send it to ddavid512, the email we've been using.
Okay, cool. I'll send that over to you, and we'll get this going. And when can we expect this episode to be up?
I do not know right now, because I'm backloaded with a lot of episodes that still haven't got out yet, man.
That's okay.
It'll be soon though.
You got my email, so just give me a heads up when it's out, and I'll be sure to promote it.
All right, and promote my show, man. Positivity is the way to go.
Absolutely. Yep. I'll be sure to give you a shout out on the next show, on the next Anything Show.
All right. Thanks, man. See you.
All right. Take care, man. Bye-bye.